In the year 2026, the world stands at a crossroads, teetering on the edge of transformation and uncertainty. Shaped by forces both human and technological, political and environmental. The following exploration delves into 10 profound facts about this pivotal year, weaving a narrative that captures the essence of a world in flux, where innovation collides with tradition and hope wrestles with apprehension. These facts, drawn from the currents of 2025 and projections for 2026, paint a vivid picture of a year that could redefine the trajectory of humanity. The first fact centers on the unprecedented acceleration of artificial intelligence, which by 2026 has woven itself into the fabric of daily life in ways both subtle and overt. AI systems, now approaching levels of sophistication once thought distant, are no longer mere tools, but active participants in decision-making across industries. From healthcare, where AI-driven diagnostics predict diseases with startling accuracy, to urban planning, where smart cities optimize traffic flow and energy use in real time, the technology has become ubiquitous. In 2026, global AI investment surpasses $500 billion, with nations like China and the United States locked in a race to dominate this frontier. Yet, this rapid integration sparks ethical debates as concerns over job displacement and algorithmic bias intensify. For instance, AI systems and hiring processes have been found to inadvertently favor certain demographics, prompting global calls for stricter regulations. By 2026, the European Union introduces the AI Accountability Act, mandating transparency in AI decision-making, a move that influences policies worldwide. This fact underscores a world grappling with the balance between innovation and responsibility, as AI reshapes economies and societies. Climate change, a specter that has loomed for decades, reaches a critical juncture in 2026, marking the second fact. The year witnesses the warmest global temperatures on record, with average surface temperatures rising 1.6 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels. Extreme weather events, hurricanes, wildfires, and floods strike with unprecedented frequency, displacing millions and causing economic losses in the trillions. Coastal cities like Miami and Jakarta face existential threats from rising sea levels, with adaptation measures like seawalls and relocation programs struggling to keep pace. Yet, 2026 also sees a surge in global climate action, driven by grassroots movements and technological innovation. Solar and wind energy account for 40% of global electricity production, bolstered by breakthroughs in energy storage that make renewables more reliable. The Global Climate Summit in 2026, held in Cape Town, results in the Cape Town Accord, a binding agreement among 150 nations to cut emissions by 50% by 2035. This fact highlights a duality: the escalating consequences of inaction and the growing resolve to confront the crisis head-on. The third fact revolves around the geopolitical landscape, which in 2026 is defined by a realignment of global power. The United States, under a new administration following the 2024 election, pursues a policy of strategic retrenchment, focusing on domestic innovation while scaling back military presence abroad. This shift creates a vacuum that China and India seek to fill, with both nations expanding their influence in Africa and Southeast Asia through infrastructure, investments, and trade agreements. The Belt and Road Initiative, now in its second decade, connects 80 countries, but tensions arise as smaller nations grapple with debt to Chinese lenders. Meanwhile, the Russia-Ukraine conflict, still unresolved, enters a new phase with NATO's cautious expansion into Eastern Europe, prompting Russia to deepen ties with non-aligned nations. In 2026, the BRICS alliance, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, announces a new digital currency to challenge the dollar's dominance, a move that rattles global markets. This fact reveals a world order in transition, where old alliances fray and new ones emerge. Space exploration, the fourth fact, reaches a historic milestone in 2026. As humanity takes bold steps toward becoming a NASA's Artemis program lands the first woman and first person of color on the moon, establishing a permanent lunar base at the Shackleton crater. This achievement, coupled with China's Tianzhong-3 space station becoming fully operational, signals a new era of space competition. Private companies like SpaceX and Blue Origin play pivotal roles, with SpaceX's Starship completing its first crewed mission to Mars orbit, a precursor to planned surface landings in 2028. By 2026, the global space economy exceeds $1 trillion, driven by satellite networks, space tourism, and resource prospecting. However, this expansion raises questions about space governance. As disputes over lunar mining rights and orbital debris management intensify, the United Nations convenes a Space Treaty Summit in 2026, aiming to establish rules for extraterrestrial resource extraction. This fact captures humanity's ambition to reach beyond Earth, tempered by the challenges of cooperation in a new frontier. The fifth fact focuses on the global economy, which in 2026 navigates a delicate recovery from the disruptions of prior years. Inflation, which spiked in 2024 due to supply chain bottlenecks and energy crises, stabilizes, but growth remains uneven. Developing nations, burdened by debt from pandemic-era borrowing, face sluggish recoveries, while advanced economies benefit from technological advancements. The rise of decentralized finance DeFi platforms, powered by blockchain, reshapes banking, with 15% of global transactions occurring on decentralized networks by 2026. Cryptocurrencies gain mainstream acceptance, with Bitcoin reaching $100,000 and Ethereum powering smart contracts for everything from real estate to healthcare. Yet this shift sparks regulatory crackdowns as governments seek to curb money laundering and tax evasion. The G20 summit in 2026 prioritizes global financial regulations, aiming to balance innovation with stability. This fact illustrates an economy in transition, where digital transformation offers both opportunity and risk. Healthcare, the sixth fact, undergoes a revolution in 2026, driven by advances in personalized medicine and biotechnology. CRISPR-based gene therapies become widely available, treating conditions like sickle cell anemia and certain cancers with unprecedented success. By 2026, over 500,000 patients globally have received gene editing treatments, with costs dropping due to scalable production. Wearable health devices integrated with AI enable real-time monitoring of vital signs, reducing hospital admissions by 20% in developed nations. However, access remains unequal, with low-income countries struggling to afford these innovations. The World Health Organization launches the Global Health Equity Initiative in 2026, aiming to distribute advanced medical technologies to underserved regions. Meanwhile, debates over genetic privacy intensify, as companies offering DNA-based health insights face scrutiny over data security. This fact reflects a healthcare landscape transformed by science, yet challenged by ethical and equitable concerns. The seventh fact centers on education, which in 2026 embraces a hybrid model blending technology and tradition. Virtual reality VR classrooms, adopted widely during the pandemic, become standard in schools worldwide, enabling immersive learning experiences. Students in rural India, for example, can virtually explore ancient Rome or dissect a virtual frog, leveling access to quality education. By 2026, 60% of global schools incorporate VR, supported by low-cost headsets and open-source platforms. However, this shift raises concerns about screen addiction and the erosion of in-person social skills. Teachers, increasingly supported by AI assistants, focus on critical thinking and emotional intelligence, adapting to a job market where automation dominates routine tasks. The OECD's 2026 education report emphasizes human-centric learning, urging curricula to prioritize creativity and adaptability. This fact highlights education's evolution, balancing technological promise with human connection. The eighth fact explores the cultural shifts of 2026 as digital and physical worlds blur. The Metaverse, a network of virtual environments, becomes a mainstream space for work, socialization, and entertainment, with 1 billion active users by year's end. Companies like Meta and Epic Games invest heavily in interoperable platforms, allowing users to move seamlessly between virtual worlds. Concerts, political rallies, and even weddings occur in the Metaverse, with avatars replacing physical presence. Yet, this digital immersion fuels debates over identity and mental health, as some users struggle to disconnect. In 2026, Japan introduces the world's first Digital Well-Being Act, limiting Metaverse usage for minors and mandating mental health check-ins for heavy users. Pop culture reflects this shift, with films and music celebrating virtual rebellion and analog nostalgia. This fact captures a society redefining connection in a hybrid reality.